Podcasting from the Chicagoland area, this is Game On with Jackson Stuart, where we discuss men's lifestyle, focusing on sex, fitness, relationships, business, and more. We'll be interviewing the best of the best, the hot shots, and the rising stars in the worlds of modeling, fitness, cooking, and more. Influencers who are discussing keeping it sexy while at the top of their game. I'm your host, Jackson Stuart. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the game. Hey folks, welcome to tonight's edition of Game On with Jackson Stuart. Tonight we're going to be talking about returning to the strip club. There's hope on the horizon, a light at the end of the tunnel. We are getting vaccinated. Hopefully you and yours are healthy and safe. You're still wearing masks, whether you're vaccinated or not, and that you're still practicing social distancing as we try and get through this very, very dark and terrible time of humanity. That being said, some strip clubs, some dance halls and etc. are opening back up, and that's letting people get back out there into that night game that we love so well. A couple things before we get on the show. If you are on Reddit, we just started a Game On with Jackson Stuart subreddit. You can find it under, let me see, how do I say it? /u/Game On with Jack. So please hop on. We're having conversations. We'd love to have a population and an audience grow there. You are invited. Come on by. Enhance the experience by being there. We'd love to have you. Second up, if you're not following us on Instagram, make sure you do that. You can follow us on Instagram at Jackson Stuart 2 or at Game On with Jack. And also catch me on Twitter, Jackson Stuart 01. Now, before I forget, also, we have released some erotic literature. So if you are on Literotica, which is such a hot ass site, check it out. At Jackson Stuart, I believe is the way to find it. I'll post that link, but we've got some very sexy stories there. We've got some very sexy novelizations, I guess, of videos of the one and only Ariana Gray. So make sure that you catch that. And as always, make sure you follow the podcast, make sure you subscribe, etc., etc. So thank you very much for always being here. And so, like I said before, returning to the strip club. So people are getting back out there after possibly 8 months, possibly a year. Your man Jack has returned a little bit because he's vaccinated, and it's a little different. And we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about how it's different and things you need to look out for, things you need to adjust for, etc. So, first up, make sure you be safe. Don't rush into anything if you're not, vaccinated. I don't believe there's a CDC guideline on going back to the strip club, but just play it safe. If you're not vaccinated, do you need to go? It's my opinion that you don't. Get vaccinated fully. Let the vaccine work its magic, and then head back out there. So first up, things have changed. So my first recommendation is to check the social media of the club you are going to visit, because, there might be a change in how many people they can have. The dancer lineup has changed tremendously. I rolled in there not too long ago, and maybe less than a tenth of the dancers that I knew are still there. So it's almost like going back, square one. So check the social media because most clubs are posting, changes that they have in terms of time, in terms of, cover charges, lineup, etc. So educate yourself before you walk into the door, because what you remember may not be what's there. So that's recommendation number one. Recommendation two, and I have good friends who who love to crack on me about this because they say, Jackson, you're the only guy that calls a strip club with questions. I don't believe that's true. I'm the only guy, but I do it because I don't like walking into a situation blind. I like to know what I'm getting into. So if I'm curious about a cover charge, I'll call ahead, say, hey, what's going on, man? You know, whoever answers or what, you know, what's up? Just curious, is there a cover charge tonight? If I have a pass, a VIP pass, because I have a couple, are you guys taking VIP passes tonight? The trick with phoning first is you don't ask 1,000 questions. You have like maybe two questions that can be answered quickly. Um, sometimes, you know, I'll call like, hey, who's the lineup tonight? Or if there's a particular dancer I'm looking for, hey, is this dancer on tonight, etc. So, yeah, I get that out of the way over the phone. Third recommendation, and this is personal. Like I had to really wrap my head around this. It felt so weird going back. I mean, it literally felt like I was right back at square one. That I felt like a rookie, and I kept saying, "I'm a rookie. I'm a rookie." Like to myself, to some of my buddies, I was like, "Hey, man, I'm going back tonight. I feel like shit. I feel like it's the first day back again." And I had to tell myself, "Stop saying you're a rookie. Stop saying, you know, this is brand new stuff," because I was starting to act like what I was saying I was. So you're not a rookie. You know the lay of the land. You know how to act. You've got the, you know, you've got the, um, you know, you've got the style. You've got the rapport still there. So just chill out. You're just, you're returning from an off season. So there you go. Next step, I like to phrase this as lay back in the cut. A lot of times we go into a new spot, or I'm sorry, we return to an old spot and it feels new. And we don't, you know, it feels awkward. And I mean, places that you've been to 100 times feel like it's the first time. Chairs you've sat in, drinks you've ordered, bartenders you've said hi to, and you know, it feels different. It feels new. And it's a mistake to try and jump in there and try and learn everything immediately. And you know, you didn't do that the first time you went, so don't do that this time. Lay back in the cut, as I like to say, which is that's the yeah, I'm dating myself there, but lay back, chill out, relax. Um, Instead of you going to the room, let the room come to you. So don't go there and, oh, you know, this, that, and the other. Like I walked in and, uh, you know, I saw a bartender that was still there and she said, hey, I said, hey. And yeah, I looked up at the roster that was posted and who was dancing. Didn't recognize any of the damn names. I was like, oh shit. Like, it was like going back to day one. And I ordered a drink and I sat down and I chilled out and I just watched, you know, and I looked for, you know, any interested or, any dancers I was interested in. And I looked at, you know, the rapport that was going on, the vibes. I checked all that out. I looked at drink specials, you know, I looked at the hours, but I knew a lot of that ahead of time because I had looked at the social media and I had called ahead. So the more that you know and the more that you're laying back, the less likely you are to make mistakes. The less likely you are to like do something or fuck something up and then end up in a oh shit moment where you're like, oh man, I just totally screwed up being here. Um, so I feel like that was important to just lay back and you know what it does? It slows you down. You don't have that rapid thinking that's going to lead you to make mistakes. That's going to lead you to say something stupid or lead you to, you know, spend too much money or, you know, and for me, it led me to kind of weed out who was a good dancer and a fun time versus who wasn't. Like real talk. So there was this one dancer walks out and phenomenal, this beautiful girl. But I was looking at her and she was on her phone all night. She wasn't really talking to anybody. She didn't smile. And had I gone there all like, you know, quick draw McGraw, I probably would have jumped right at it. Like, oh man, she's hot. I'm going to spend money on that. But I kind of laid back because I watched and I'm thinking she's fucking terrible. And so then she came by because the manager told her to get off her phone and go work the room. And she came by to me and she said, hey, do you want to dance? And it was just cold, just mechanical. And I didn't want to say no, you know. So I said, sure, but you know, let's go back and get a dance. And I did. And I was right. It was fucking terrible. But I didn't expect it to be great. like, I expected it to be okay, but after like, I think it was like a three dance deal, I'm sorry. And after like halfway through the first dance, I just wanted to tell her to stop. It was just terrible. But I was polite as always, respectful as always. Um, but had I not just laid back, I would have like rushed it and she'd have been like the first pick as soon as she walked out. And then I would have been horribly disappointed, uh, more so than I was because I wasn't that disappointed because I didn't expect a good time anyway. And it worked out. I ended up getting another dance from another dancer and she was amazing. So, like we were saying, make sure you lay back in the cut, chill out, take it easy. Don't put any undue pressure on yourself, the dancers, the strip club, or just the experience. Just go in there and just be. When you go in there looking for things to be a certain way or having expectations, well, then it's too easy to get disappointed. Be very zen, very chilled out about it. Acknowledge those that may remember you. I rolled back up in there a couple of spots, and there were some people that remembered me. A bartender, a couple bouncers, a couple dancers, and I soaked it up. A couple dancers, I bought them an extra drink. Bartenders, I asked them how they were doing, how they got through the pandemic, and so on. So, you want to make sure the people that take the time out to, look at your face with a second glance so that they know who you are. You want to reward that. You want to let them know that you acknowledge them back, and that's going to speak volumes for them. Another important tip as we return to normal, as we return back to the strip clubs, stop trying to recreate what was. And I am guilty as hell of this, and I'll admit it. There was a spot where one of my favorite dancers ever, she was amazing. I rolled back up in there and she wasn't there. And so I tried to recreate the experiences that I had with her. So, I saw a dancer that reminded me of her and I got a dance and she was terrible. And I was looking for that same connection that myself and the previous dancer had. And that was a mistake, and that was all on me. Even down from, trying to get the same group of buddies out, trying to order the same drinks. What was, and let it be where it is. Put it on a pedestal for posterity and enjoy it. Go back and take a hit from those memories, but don't try and recreate it because that's impossible. You're just setting yourself up to fail. You can use what was as a benchmark. If you have vibes or a type of emotion you want to get when you're at the club, or a type of connection, not the same connection, well, that's what you want. Or, you will not be disrespected or have a dancer talk to you like you're shit, something like that. That's your foundation. That's your base. But you're not going to compare, tonight or this dancer with, a dancer from pre-pandemic or a night from pre-pandemic. So stop trying to recreate what was. Embrace the changes and, move forward. Because let's face it, you ain't the same you. And you might think you're the same person, but you're not. You've experienced something that, just shy of people who are 100 years old have never experienced. This has been a boon to just the world. And so you might even find that, you feel a little skittish, even if you're vaccinated, fully vaccinated. Touching everything or sitting close to people, or if a dancer or somebody there sneezes or coughs, you might suddenly have a reaction internally that you didn't expect. So everything's new again. And while that is frightening, there's also area there for growth and for new experiences. And, that's cool ultimately. Lastly, make sure to embrace the changes. Human beings, we're often scared of change. As two-legged animals, we like things to be the way they are. Even though we bitch and moan about boredom and things getting stagnant, we really do, on some level, find safety in boredom and things being stagnant and the same old, same old. So when a change comes along, we freak out and we rebel against it. And you have to acknowledge that, and you have to embrace the change. With changes comes opportunities. And so, talking about this, I rolled in and a lot of faces and stuff had changed over, but then yet I'm sitting there and I discovered 2 new dancers who were great experiences for all those involved, myself and them. And so had I walked in with the mindset of trying to recreate everything that was, I would have totally ignored these lovely ladies and would not have had great experiences. Same thing goes with, something as small as I ordered different drinks. I went in there and normally I'll grab a beer or something, but this time it's like, fuck it. I'm going to roll in there and I ordered something a little bit different and it stuck. Like, I liked what I ordered. I'm going to order it again. And I think that this is almost like Strip Club 2.0 or 3.0 or whatever version you're on. So a quick recap, check the social media of the club you're returning to. Look at what's changed. It could be their hours. It could be their COVID protocols. It could be things they're offering on certain nights. Just check it out. Go in informed. Second tip, your boy Jack calls first. It's funny because I got friends who are like, we can't believe that you fucking call, Jackson. I'm like, yeah, I do. Because like I said before, I don't like getting blindsided. So your man Jack calls first. 1 or 2 quick questions. Maybe what's the cover? What are the hours tonight? Boom. Call, find out. Stop saying you're a rookie. Stop thinking you're a rookie. You're not. You've been out the game, but the game shut down. So it's not like it kept moving without you. Everything just ground to a halt. So you might walk in there feeling like you're a rookie, but you're not. And if you have that rookie mentality, you're going to start to make rookie mistakes. So knock that shit off. Lay back in the cut, chill out, relax. Let the room come to you. Fill it out. I went in one night to a spot they used to go to, and it sucked. And I got kind of pissed off because how bad it sucked, and it was bad customer service. I just upped and walked out. I didn't make a scene. I didn't, bitch and moan to management. I didn't talk ill to any dancers. I just upped and left because, part of laying back in the cut is also you don't rage out when things don't work out. You come in smooth, you leave smooth. That's the way it is. Acknowledge those that may remember you. There are going to be some faces that are still there. Some will have left and aren't coming back, but some will remember you. Acknowledge them. There is a commonality that this pandemic has put everyone through. And I think the foolish don't acknowledge that, but the wise embrace it. And, that's a point for increasing connectivity with the people, that work there. They're people too, just like your ass is. And so, you can ask people, hey, how's your family? You guys getting through the pandemic all right? I know some people like Jack, I just go there to, get some titties in my face and throw some singles. You can do that too. But me personally, I like sincerity. I like connectivity. I like the real. And you get that by, talking to people and connecting with them. So acknowledge those that may remember you. Stop trying to recreate what was. That's the past. It's over. Move on. Relish it. Enjoy it. Good memories. But some of that shit's changed. Some of those faces are gone and are not coming back. You are gone and not coming back. There's a new you. You've gone through some stuff. Embrace it and move forward. And having said the word embrace the changes. Things are going to be different. Might be new nights. Might be, new events. Damn sure it's going to be new faces. So embrace it and ride the wave of new opportunities. Good people, sexy people. Get more Game On with Jackson Stuart at Reddit at r/GameOnWithJack and u/GameOnWithJack. Also, get all the things Too Hot to Podcast now on Patreon. That's patreon.com/Jackson Stuart. Thanks for listening to Game On with Jackson Stuart. Follow the blog at hisnameisgame.wordpress.com. You can find the official Game On erotic literature and Night Game Guide to a Damn Good Night on Amazon and Etsy. Join us next week when we continue the good talk. And until then, keep it sexy and game on.